Okay, this tutorial is all about bitmap effects built in CorelDRAW X3. I've got two effects here that was done in CorelDRAW X3. So the first one here, it's more of the page curl. This was done not in Photoshop or not in Corel Photo Paint, but this was done here in CorelDRAW X3. And if you notice the other picture here, it's more of a blur effect here. It's like motion, so the horse is like there's an action going on, like he's actually running. But that was also done in CorelDRAW X3. To give you an idea what are the original pictures of this one, okay, this was the original picture before the effect, and the horse, just gonna grab that one. So this is the original picture of the horse there. Just put this back here. Okay, so now let's start with the page curl here. Okay, in page curl, this is, you call it page curl effect. So you click on the bitmap or the photograph or from the digital camera or whatever, and you go to bitmap, and then it's a 3D effect. So you click on 3D effects and click on page curl. So once you open up page curl, you're going to have this dialog box here. I'm just going to move this over here. So let's start. You see these icons here. So if you want your page curls to be top right corner, you choose this this icon here, and then there's a preview button here. So before you click on OK, you can preview it first. So let's preview it first. There you go. It's a very fast effect that you can do right in CorelDRAW. Now here in paper, in the option here in paper, you can make it, this is transparent. If you want to make it opaque, and I click preview, if you notice this one, it's opaque. Now the color of the paper, you can also change that by going to color of the curl. Let's say I'll just make it exaggerate, make it red. There. Or make it blue. Click on preview. Okay, so that's how you do it. So I'll just put it back to gray and click on preview. Okay, now there's also an option for the distance. See, if I move this slider, the width, I'll make it higher. Click on preview, and you notice this one would change. So this one changed, and I can also decrease the height. Say I want the height to be up to here. There. So I'll put it back again. There. So now you also have an option of putting it, remember the icons here? Let's say you want it in the lower right corner. So you click on this icon here. Okay, I'll just move this over, and I go to preview. There it changes. Same, I'm happy with that, so I'll just click OK. Now let's see the whole picture here. So I think basically that's it for page curl. Now let's go to the horse image here. Let's analyze this picture here. So this picture, actually there are two pictures in here. One, I'll just move it over. See, there are two pictures. One of just the normal picture, the original picture, and then the second, this is the original picture. In the second one, I put some motion blur effect, and then I combine both, and then I put like a transparency on it. So I'm gonna delete that one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to duplicate this first. So plus sign, click on plus sign on your keyboard, and I'll duplicate. Okay, now this one, I click on the picture, of the second picture, and I go to bitmap, and I go to blur, and I go to motion blur. Okay, so bitmap, blur, motion blur. Now if I click on preview, I'm looking at this one, right? Because this is going to change. Okay, let's just wait here. Motion blur. Okay, so there's a motion blur. You can always adjust the motion blur, but there's a slider here for pixels, how many pixels. I'll just make it 93 pixels and click on preview. Then this will change. So changing this one, this in the slider, would change the intensity of the blur effect. Then I'll just click OK here. Okay, so I'm okay here. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm going to put this in the center of the picture, but this picture should be on top of this picture. So I'm going to arrange, go to arrange order. I'll make it to front of page just to make sure. Okay, and then I'm going to move this over here on top. Now I don't see the image, I mean the original picture. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to my transparency tool, interactive transparency tool. I'll just make this bigger here. So go to my interactive transparency tool, and I'm going to click and drag it to the right. There, you see this image here is the original image, and then this one is the blur image. But since I put transparency, you really won't notice it. And now you can see that there is motion in the picture. So if you compare it to the original one, which is this one here, so this one has more motion than this one. So that's it. You got a page curl effect, and let's put it side by side here. So you can do all of this in CorelDRAW X3 without leaving CorelDRAW X3. So you can make effects like getting a person running, and if you want to have motion, you can do it the same way that I did here, motion blur. Or you can, if you can take a picture of a car, and then half of the picture you can blur it by using transparency. And this one you can also use it in any desktop publishing effect. So that's it.